Hi there and welcome to another beautiful spring day here at Farnham Flint. This is the Reading and District video feedback for the month of May. We've got some really good stuff this month. First up, I've got to mention the incredible tench fishing that has been taking place over the last 6 weeks or so on the Reading waters. First time that I can remember we have had no less than 5 double-figure tench reported in the space of little less than 6 weeks. Back in April, Andy Dodd started it off, of course, with his 10-2, which won our Fish of the Month competition from Pinchwood. That was followed by John Miller, who attended our tench workshop, our tench clinic, and then took the new rigs down to Sonning and came up with a 10-2. Unfortunately, we haven't got a picture of John's fish, but congratulations to him. Kipper Canyon weighed in with a 10-2 from Flint as well. Luke Hiles, a 11-9 from Flint, amazing fish. And then the one that really blew everything out of the water was this one. It was actually in June, so it will undoubtedly be entered for that competition. But this incredible fish that Grant Lewis got on the float, can you believe, from Englefield, and you can see it here, 11#6, one of the best tench that have come out of our waters in an awful long time. So congratulations to all the tench specialists out there. You really have ripped the trees up these last few weeks, and it's just great to see this amount of quality tench coming out of our waters. I don't know of any club in the country that can boast 5 double-figure fish from 4 lakes in such a short period of time. So really good news, great for the club and great for the anglers concerned. And of course we've got our usual competitions, our picture galleries, and some really exciting new announcements from Dell and the rest of the team. So let's get on with it. Right, Dale, so Fisher's report. Well, let's start with the hatchery. I understand you've had a really interesting day fathering and mothering fish.
Well, we're not fathering them as yet. We're more babysitting, I suppose. Yeah, we've had the EA along. I think it was 5 or 6 of the guys from the EA came along and done some electro fishing for us on lower Benions. And we've basically got our chub and barbel broodstock. And yeah, so we had to transport them from lower Benions up into the hatchery. Once they were in the hatchery, we had to sedate them, give them a jab of hormone to make them sexy, then split them up into males and females, and then hopefully tomorrow, all being well, we'll start stripping fish and making babies.
So baby barbel and baby chub.
We have barbel eggs. Not as many as we wanted, because it looks like we're a bit late to the party. So, but this is a bonus. We have chub eggs. Woohoo!
Isn't it amazing? It's all happening.
Yeah, it is, and it's not without a bit of trepidation. I can assure you. You know, I'm a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but you know, we're doing everything that we've been told and everything that we've learned, and we're doing it all the right way. And one of the guys that's been advising us, I had a chat with him on the way over here, and he said, "Don't worry about it. It'll be fine." And you know, but yeah, I think it's a sleepless night for me tonight.
Well, I've known you many years, and I didn't expect to see you being an expectant father again, but you really are, aren't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's just put a little teaser out there. I understand one of the chub that you electrofished from Lower Benions was a bit special. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, £7.12. It was huge. I'm not kidding. It was huge, and you know, look, I'm not having a pop at anybody, but if anybody tells me there's no fish in the blinking Kennet again, oh mate, I mean, some of the fish that they turned over today, it was incredible. And right across the board, small fish, big fish, la. You know, there is plenty of fish in that section there, and
well, there's going to be plenty more by the time we finish.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that's the whole idea of it. You know. As I said to one of the EA guys that come and didn't have a look at the hatchery when we were building it, and he came along and had a look this afternoon, and as I said, you know, nothing would please me more than in 5 years' time we shut the doors on it and we look to repurpose it and say we've done our job.
Well, let's hope so, Dale. Well, anyway, congratulations and big thanks to EA for coming. It was touch and go with the high water levels, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and it's been an odd year this year, and I think even to achieve what we've done, I think I spoke last time, we have seriously underestimated how difficult it is to get broodstock, be it dace, roach, chub, barbel. We've seriously underestimated how difficult that is, and how much planning and how much luck goes in. And the trouble is, with the weather that we've had this year, everything's all over the place at the moment, so it's compounded it, if you like. So to actually get some decent broodstock in and whatever, yes, it's exciting stuff, although
we're not there yet.
No.
Okay, well, let's go on to more boring things. Obviously, it was a rum old winter, and we've got a hell of a lot of maintenance to do. I noticed we've got some pretty big trees down on some of the lakes. What's the plan for clearing those?
Yeah.
Or will that have to wait till winter?
Well, it's probably going to have to sort of wait more to the autumn. We've got a lot to be doing at the minute. Jim's out busy trimming the venues, and he'll put a report up together as to what's happened on the rivers. We pretty much know about everything on the lake, and while it might seem that we're dragging aerials, it is on our list. We will get round to doing them, but we have to prioritise, and one swim on a lake full of a tree is not a top priority for us at the moment. We're really up against it. The winter has caused us no end of damage, footpaths, banks washing away, all sorts of stuff. So please be patient. We do know about it. Just be patient, and we will get round to it.
I have no doubt. And talking about Jim, I know he's been hard at work. He's got a few volunteers helping him. He's been doing the strimming. I understand he's done Loddon already, and he's working on the Kennet at the moment.
Yes,
is that right?
Yep, he'll be on the Kennet next week. Obviously tomorrow and Saturday he'll be with me making babies, not literally. But
rephrase that.
Yeah, he's laughing in the background. I won't go there. There's a lot of jokes there. But yeah, next week it's Kennet, pretty much Kennet and Thames right the way through till I think we always build a program that gives us a bit of leeway, so he should finish around about the 13th, but there's always a spanner gets chucked into the works, but they will all be done before the 16th.
That's what people need to know. But come June the 16th, there'll be plenty of swims to fish on all our river venues. Anything to add on stocking plans? I know you've restocked Wilmots with Viv Shears' finest carp. You were talking about callows, weren't you? Yeah,
we're going to do callows because we have lost a lot of silverfish, which is affecting the tutoring, like the coaching program and everything. So we're on the hunt for some roach to go in there. I would prefer to put roach in there. We've got 1,000,001 rudd everywhere, but the trouble is this time of year is trying to get hold of stuff because it's not ideal times to be buying fish and moving fish and this, that and the other. So we may have to revert back to just, maybe having a knock up between us all and catch some roach out of one of the, some rudd out of one of the lakes to get in there. But we'll do something in the next month or so. Once the season starts, we've got the strimming out of the way, we've got the hatchery stuff out of the way, then we'll look to get that done. Well, there's certainly a huge quantity of rudd in Flint. I mean, my mate was catching rudd on the drop on a 45-gram feeder while he was trying to catch tench the other day. They're like piranhas. Yeah. I mean, the rudd fishing, to say it's prolific, it's an understatement. It's just a real shame, and I don't know why it is. I mean, all of these lakes around here, I mean, Engerfield, for instance, Engerfield's full of rudd. The Junction is full of rudd. A lot of these lakes are absolutely full of them, but there ain't no big ones, and I just can't understand why we don't seem to be able to grow big rudd around here. It's been the same for years and years and years. They get up to about 6-8 ounces and then stop.
It might be something to do with those flying things in the trees.
It could well be. It could well be.
All right, well that's all good stuff. We've got a few other announcements to make. I think the first one, and it's definitely excited membership, is we've done a deal with the London Anglers Association. You would have seen it on our Facebook page. I'll stick some pictures up now for people who haven't seen them. We've got 2 wonderful stretches of the Thames, one at South Stoke. Jim took a team of us up there the other day. We streamed 18 swims, lovely bit of water. I'm really interested to see what comes out of there. I fished it on an RDAA ticket, lovely roach, some good bream, some good chub. And then, interestingly, upstream of the old Brunel Railway Bridge at the bottom of Chelsea, you've got, on the other bank, on the west bank, you've got the Chelsea stretch. The RDAA have ignored that for years, and it is an absolute jungle. So at the moment, there's only a few fishable swims at the bottom end down by the bridge and the island, but they are some of the sexiest swims, I think Jim would agree, that I've seen on the Thames in a very, very long time. And it's an area with a real track record for producing quite exceptional chub. So once our members and our chub specialists and our river specialists get to grips with it, I'm really looking forward to seeing the catch reports, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't had the time as yet to actually go up and have a look at it, but you know, I've never really fished. I'm more a Kennet man than a Thames man, but you know, increasingly I have looked at the Thames, and the more we get of the Thames, everyone knows how well the Thames is fishing at the moment. The more we get, the better. You know.
Well, it's been, I mean, we've been searching long and hard now for 2 years to replace Maple Durham, which was a lovely fishery, and I'm delighted we got this one. But anyway, more fishing opportunities for our members. Got to be a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. The permit hasn't gone up.
No, well,
and we've got more fishing than you had last year. So who can moan about that?
Well, quite. Little plug for the open day coming up fast. We had our first planning meeting the other day, July the 20th. David Seaman, as we said before, and Jamie Cook are our special guests. We've got most of the stakeholders, the stallholders, confirmed, haven't we, from last year?
Yeah, we got pretty much everybody that was here last year come in, with a few additions, just to spice things up again. And, you know, look, we're going from strength to strength. I mean, obviously, you know, we're limited for space and we're limited for parking, so there is going to come a point when we're going to have to go, right, that's enough. But we've still got a little bit of room to grow, and like most things, every year that goes by we learn lessons and we do things a little bit different, and I'm expecting this year to be, you know, better than last year.
Good. Well, that's what we want. And please, if people do want to take a car boot stall, do get in touch. I've still got plenty of spaces left, and it's a great opportunity to clear out some of that unwanted tackle and make yourself a few quid. So it's only a £5 for a stall, and all proceeds are going to the Kennet Hatchery Fund.
Yeah, exactly. And you won't be getting wet feet, even if it does rain, because we've got a nice new car park.
Well, last year I felt really sorry for some of the stall holders. They were literally paddling around in puddles.
It wasn't great. It wasn't great. But this year, hopefully, we won't have any rain, and even if we do, it won't be quite as wet as it was last year.
Couple of other things. Steve Reed's done a fabulous job for us with the Better Fishing Academy. We had a full turnout for the Tench Clinic back in the middle of the month. 14 people turned out, and some of those people actually went on to go and catch double-figure tench, can you believe? Which was great. So that was a good session. And then, you know, huge thanks to Scott Evelyn, to Charlie Jolly, and to George Batsford. They did the carp workshop, or the carp clinic at Cottage Lane, in some of the worst rain I've seen in years.
Yeah. Someone wasn't smiling on them that day, were they?
But as you can see from the pictures, they look like drowned rats, but they magicked up a few fish, and the feedback we got from the people that braved the weather was fabulous. So big thanks to our mentors for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sterling job, and I'm not sure how long it's going to last, because it does appear that the guys that turn up for these to be mentored are now catching bigger fish and as many fish as the mentors. So I can see the mentors going, I'm going to keep my secrets.
We'll see. I mean, we're all about encouraging our members to do better and catch more fish. And of course, coming up on July the 27th, we've got the silver fishing on Brownlee and on Flint, waggler fishing and pole fishing, with 3 of our top float anglers. So I'm hoping there's going to be a good turnout for that. There are still places available, so click onto the website and put your application in, and hopefully another great day at the end of July. Yeah,
and as the added bonus, anything they do catch can go into the kids' pond.
Well, exactly.
So the more the merrier.
And one last thing, this is your baby. You've come up with this possibly crazy idea of RDAA species hunt. Do you want to explain yourself?
Well, basically, we've got a few sort of competitions where, you know, a big fish wins or nice photos, that sort of thing. Well, you know, we want to encourage people to go out and perhaps do something a little bit different. So what we've come up with is a species hunt. So there'll be a list of species. I think there's 19 separate species, all of which can be caught on Reading District waters. They will correspond with points. So for instance, a minnow, you'll get 20 points, a bleak, you'll get 10 points, or something along those sort of lines.
And 100 points for a zander.
100 points for a zander, 100 points for an eel, and 100 points for a rough.
Yeah.
So they will decide the winners. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to set up a separate Facebook page. Anyone that wants to join in can join this Facebook page. It'll be invite only, and you'll get a crib sheet, and basically over the course of the year you will tick off these fish, proof with a photograph, etc, etc. And at the end of the year, the person with the most points wins.
And the prize?
And the prize is going to be it's all dedicated by Gardener Tackle, who have been absolutely fantastic with us, with the Better Fishing Academy, giving out stuff, goodie bags and stuff like that. They've come on board. They're going to give us a rucksack and a huge unhooking mat as a prize, and we'll chuck in a permit as well. And so it'll be well worth doing, and it'll be a bit of fun, and if it gets people out doing something that they wouldn't ordinarily do, I think it's only a good thing. I'm going to enter it, definitely.
I bet you will. Although I'm not sure we can ever give you a prize.
No.
I will give people a tip here, because some of these species are a challenge, particularly the rough. If you want to specialise in rough, get yourself up to Froxfield. And think about fishing a little bit of lobworm or a couple of redworms. It's surprising how many big rough. When I say big rough, that's the size.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
I've actually had while catching perch.
Yeah,
it's the only place I've ever caught.
Yeah. Well, I know a couple of spots, and funny enough, me and Mr. Dodd were talking about this only yesterday, and I said I'm going to do it, and he said, yeah, I'll be up for doing it. And we were talking about rough, and I said I know a couple of spots where I'm pretty much guaranteed a rough. Where's that? He said. And I said, I ain't telling you.
That's the attitude.
He's not going to get told nothing.
No, well, there you go. Okay, well, look, thanks for that, Del, and good report and some really good, exciting announcements for the members there. So I think it's probably time we roll the galleries. We've got 2 this month. The tench fishing, as I said earlier, has been spectacular. So we'll roll the tench gallery, and then the other species Jim advised people to target with carp, and we've got some lovely carp pictures, and then you can make your decision at the end.
Yep.
Right, Dale. Well, that was quite a gallery of fish, wasn't it?
You can tell the weather is improving.
Well, you certainly can.
Yeah.
I won't dwell too much on the tench. We've just said how incredible they are already. I'd never known a season like it.
I defy any club in south of England to beat those figures in a month. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. I mean, the cynic in me says that some of those fish are the same fish, but you know, that's being a bit cynical. But
I'm not sure they are actually.
Yeah, there's such a variation in weights that, you know, the chances are that they are all individual fish. I mean,
they're from 4 seperate waters, so some of them have to have legs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which is good. Big shout out to Abby Cowling. We don't get many lady anglers targeting specimen tench. I thought her £8.10 from Flint early on in the spring was an excellent fish, and of course, you know, we've got the doubles that we referred to earlier.
Yeah, I mean, who'd have thought, you know, an £8 tench is at the bottom of the list?
I know.
It's incredible, absolutely incredible.
Well, I remember in the 1970s, my mate being in Angling Times with a 6'1". I don't even weigh them unless they're £7 now. Which is, I don't think Doddy weighs them unless they're £8, does it?
No.
But there you go. Okay, let's look through the carp list. I love this shot of young Harley McDonald playing, I think it's his first ever fish.
Yeah.
But it's a great action shot of a kid on one of these hard fighting Wilmot carp.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, look, I think I've said it millions and millions of times. Wilmots is just absolutely fantastic. When you see these kids down here with the big smiles on their face, it makes me laugh, because if I'm down at the hut and you'll see a lot of these kids are trudging along behind Dad, because Dad's forcing them out, you know, get outside off the Xbox, and they're trudging along as if they don't. And then a couple of hours later, you see them skipping back, you know, and it's brilliant. It's fantastic.
Oh, well, it's good. Well, it's up to you to pick the fishing picture of the month. It was always going to be a carp or a tench. Which one have you picked?
Yeah, well, Gem Fox. I mean, what a fantastic, not only was that a fantastic fish to be catching off the top, it's a fantastic photograph as well. So Gem, you've won yourself, I think you've won another cap, because I think you won it before. So they're green this time, so it's a green one you'll win. So you've got another cap and your choice of either a carp pack or a course pack, courtesy of Rod Hutchison and Bait Tech.
Fantastic! Congratulations again, Jem. I think that's a very good choice. I really do.
It's a nice photo.
Wonderful picture. So we'll move on now to the fish of the month. Inevitably, it was going to be a tench. The Grant Lewis double was actually caught on the 1st of June, so he doesn't enter it for this month, although I have got his application form in.
I've got a sneaking suspicion what next month's going to be, but look, we've said this before.
Dale, you and I had a discussion when Simon Wilkes came in with that 8-9 chub from Benyon's in January. We said, well, that's going to win the fish of the year.
Yeah.
And then Grant comes up with an 11-6 caught on the float.
Yeah, well, look,
I could see that getting a lot of votes, but we've still got half the year to go.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, look, in my opinion, he's caught it the proper way.
Well,
so I know what will get my vote. But look, you know, next month, someone's going to have to pull something pretty special out of the bag, I think. Well,
this month the prize goes to Luke Hiles with a 10-9 tench from Flint. So congratulations, Luke. Get in touch with us. There's a £50 Angling Direct voucher waiting for you, and of course a trophy. So we look forward to hearing from you, and well done on exceptionally good fish. Well, Jim, I'm going to award you a kind of fortune teller prize. I think you told people to target tench and carp, and they've certainly done that this month, as we've seen.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what's your advice for the month of June? And of course, it's one of those months where people can fish for everything, at least half the month, anyway.
Yeah. River season's pretty much literally just round the corner now. I've been out strimming the last couple of weeks. Seeing plenty of sort of silvers topping in sort of the canal cuts and things. So anyone that sort of fancies June the 16th, or well, the 16th will be obviously the Sunday, so that Sunday afternoon, if anyone fancies a couple of hours sort of tittle bashing, all these sort of canal venues are full of silverfish at the minute. With the hot days, they're all up in the water, so a few pints of maggots won't go amiss there. Chub and barbel as well, obviously, as you guys have mentioned, the electrofishing down at Lower Benyons. I don't even think they got halfway up the venue, and we already had plenty of what we needed, and they put a lot of fish back as well because we had sort of too many males and things. So Lower Benyons, Upper Benyons, Freebie, they're the sort of places to go and catch these chub and barbel. There's plenty of them about.
Excellent. And of course, stillwater fishing, I mean, the tench are still having it. They're not all spawned yet by a long way, have they?
Yeah, no, certainly not. And it's good to see the last couple of weeks as well. People are now starting to get them right in the edge as well. I think sort of early on in the season, those tench are sort of out that sort of 30, 40 yards, so it's sort of feeder tactics and things. But now this weed's starting to get up these tench, they're in the edge, they're having a good mooch about. So get yourselves down, rake a nice swim the evening before and get down first light and you can have some good mornings.
So just remind people of our policy when it comes to raking. I mean, we don't want to see piles of weed on the bank, do we?
No, we don't. No, if you're going to rake a swim, just make sure you drag it sort of into the front of the swim and sort of pile it right in the front of the swim. Leave it semi-submerged in the water if you can, because that way, when you drag the rake through, you'll see the amount of life that's in the weed. And if you drag it 4 foot up onto the bank, all of that life which you've just dragged out the water has got no chance of getting back down to the water's edge. So if you're going to rake a swim, drag it right up into the edge and leave it sort of semi-submerged in the water, and that gives a chance for all the life to just crawl its way back in and look after it that way.
That's good advice, Jim, and it's certainly the way I think a swim should be raked.
Yeah.
And people need, I know some people get very nervous about making a disturbance. I mean, as long as you're not disturbing other anglers. I mean, I have literally had tench bubbling in my swim 15 minutes after, 10 great big splashes with a rake. It's amazing how it draws a fish in.
You soon turn that bottom over and them fish, they clock onto it. They know that that food and all that life is just disturbed and they'll come in and they'll start picking. So yeah, there's many a time, as you say, you can literally rake a swim and be catching fish 10 minutes later.
So your advice then, chub and barbel on the rivers, tench and obviously the carp on the still waters. Basically, go for anything and enjoy it, yeah?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And especially with this sun, if we get a few days sun, get your floaters out because there's plenty of carp to be caught off the top as well. So.
Wow, Jen Fox has proved that, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly that.
Well, thanks a lot for your advice, Jim, and keep up with the hard work with the streaming. I hope you get a bit of time off to do a bit of fishing yourself.
Yeah, I should do, hopefully so. Tight lines, everyone, start of the season. Good luck.
Right then, so that's it for another month. Some great fish reported, weather improving, the water's looking fantastic, river season opening. I'm really looking forward to what the month of June is going to hold for us all. Have a great time and tight lines, everyone.